Dear Grace, back in the studio again. I've decided, since I'm out of sleepy stories, I'll do sleepy comedy. Or sleepy stand-up. Just kind of like sleepy lie down. Since I need to practice this, or try and remember, or care about it again, I'll read out the last edit, or one of the last edits. My stand-up, it doesn't really matter, because I'm just reading it for you to go to sleep, so I'm not going to try and perform it. I may try and remember. Oh, I see the first part's on screen. So I can't really remember this, and I'm just going to read it. But then maybe I'll try and remember before I scroll into the next section. Or maybe not, who knows. As I said, I'm not going to try and act, but it may accidentally happen. If it's a really good line, or if it's really funny, I might even laugh. I doubt it. Back to the rock star, Pier Zero, watermelon. Watermelon's the only no sugar flavor that they have at the dollar store. I should really write a letter and complain, because my complaining has done so much in the past. Everyone listens and cares. However, it's only every second day, it seems. Hi, I'm David. I'm a retired autistic senior who's I just can't remember it, can't even read it. I'm David. I'm a retired autistic senior who's in love with a woman half my age, named Grace. Pain in my ass. I'll explain. I'm retired. I was forced to retire due to memory issues. Quote unquote. Sorry about the lip smack. Right into the mic today. Don't worry, it's not the bad kind where you forget your friends and family. It's the good kind where you forget your friends and family. Can't help but feel uplifted on that line. Tried to block in my voice, Grace, but I apologize. Apparently it's a medical disability if you can't remember your friends and family. When my doctor suggested a new drug that might restore my memories, I said, no thanks, I'm fine with forgetting. From here, I remember absolutely nothing. That next line could be anything. Since we're 4 minutes and 20 seconds in, let's take a look. Oh, I use this tablet because of my memory issues. Because of my memory issues. I can't remember one day to the next. Or one set to the next. Which is great for when I stand up. Which is great for stand up. Because when I bomb, it's also great for lie down. Lie down comedy. Episode number 1. Invented by David Joseph. Copyright David Joseph. Trademark David Joseph. one set to the next, which is great for stand-up, because when I bomb, the following day I don't care. I can't remember how good or bad I was, much like my previous sex life. I'll just pretend like I have a sex life. Sounds better. Much like my sex life. I wasn't going to edit this, but I might. We'll see. Because I wasn't ready to retire, I'm poor retired. No RRSPs, no savings, no house, no money under the mattress, no gift cards that I haven't used, nothing. I can't really retire. Instead of trying comedy, what I should do is take the pills the doctor offered and go back to my old career, computer programming, so I can pay my back taxes. So I can pay off my back taxes. Instead of trying comedy, what I should do is take the pills the doctor offered, go back to my old career, computer programming, and pay off my back taxes. You probably like the sound of the keyboard, Grace, so. Instead of trying comedy, what I should do is take the pills the doctor offered, go back to my old career, computer programming, and pay off my back taxes. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention in the opener, memory issues, that I owe a shit ton of back taxes. That's the official amount, shit ton. That's an actual measurement in Saskatchewan. How much grain you hauling today? A couple of shit tons. I'm not good at math, but I did the math on my back taxes. Even if AI didn't ruin the field of computer programming, it'd take 10 years or more to pay what I owe. I've got a back in there. Are you sleepy yet, Grace? 8 minutes in. You've probably heard this a million times before, so this should be boring as fuck for you. You probably might be happy I'm fixing these mistakes, but you probably don't care. Even if AI doesn't ruin the field of computer programming, it'll take 10 years or more to pay back what I owe. That seems like a lot of work. I can just write the world's funniest stand-up routine and pay off the full amount in one night. And earn someone's singing in the booth next to me. I might know who it is, because someone made an appointment yesterday when I came here. Maybe get a little background. Definitely not noise-proof booths. Plus, with a big-ass computer on the table with a fan in it, I think they could put that on the ground. I'm just saying. Not complaining. It's a free recording booth, a big-ass monitor, fast computer, fast internet. My voice sounds amazing. I'm just saying. You could put the computer on the ground. If anyone from the library is listening. Let's try this again. That seems like a lot of work. when I can just write the world's funniest stand-up routine and earn the full amount in one night? If you laugh. If you're not laughing, I'm fucked. Let me explain. Each month, I receive a medical disability check from the Canadian government. $1,500. Thanks, Trudeau. Which the government then threatens to garnish for something called back taxes. Whatever those are. That joke doesn't really work anymore, but that's okay. This isn't about being good, Grace. It's about making you sleep and not be grumpy in the morning. Remember, it's the government who said and agreed I was unfit to work and granted me the medical disability. So which is it, Trudeau? Am I disabled or criminal? And finally, my living situation. I don't have multiples yet. And finally, my living situation. $1,500 isn't enough to live on in Vancouver, but I found a room to rent in a house full of international students. I lied. I said I was a student, but to be fair, I was planning on returning to school if I could. Those commas make everything more dramatic. And I would have if again, it wasn't for the government. Fuck Trudeau. It's probably not him directly, but it's easier to use him as a pawn in my case. They, the government, wouldn't pay for re-educating me, the citizen, after they, the government, declared me mentally disabled. But they still want the back taxes. Cunts. Fuck the Canada Revenue Agency. I'm putting the can really close to the mic. See if we can hear the bubbles. Stomach's growling. Well, here's a horrible line. In my opening line, I also like to state that I'm a senior. Or, I state that I'm a senior. My opening. Because not all seniors are retired, and not all retired people are seniors. I'm 60, but I don't think I look that old. However, I'm a late bloomer. I couldn't grow a full beard until I was 40. I didn't try weed until 45. I didn't smoke cigarettes until I was 55. And now I'm 60, addicted to both, and restarting from scratch. A new me. I guess I'm not a late bloomer. I never bloomed. A little bit more like a poem, but whatever. Also some good information for Grace. Technically, I can't really grow a full beard. Almost. Getting close. Give it another 10 years. Then I might be done with puberty. They, doctors, say I'm autistic. I'm not sure I believe autism is a medical condition. When I was diagnosed, I wrote the doctor a 200-page summary as to why he was wrong. To be fair, when I wear my hair like this, comb down hair. I look a little slow. To be fair, when I wear my hair like this, I look a little slow. The only other so-called autistic the only other so-called autistic thing about me is I can't lie. I can't use commas the first time I write something, apparently. I can exaggerate for comedy purposes, but never outright lie. Technically I could. I simply don't see the point. If that is autistic, fine. This really is more like a dating profile, Grace, than stand-up. But for lie down, works pretty good. Get this all ingrained into your head. Have you completely brainwashed? Must be a good one to put on repeat. Listen for 8 hours. I'll then start saying sleep. Every time I take a sip of Rockstar Pure Zero watermelon energy drink, I'll keep saying sleep until the excess energy drink has left my mouth and I can speak again. Sleep. 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 Other quick notes about me. I've been married a couple of times. I have one grown adult daughter. I have memory issues. Did I mention that? Ha. Some people think I'm gay, but I disagree. I really shouldn't stumble on that line. I'm trying to become a writer or a comedian or both, or a lie-down comedian now. The world's first and only lie-down comedian. We go to sleep by the sound of my soothing voice and my tacky jokes. I look like a Ricky Gervais clone. Not anymore. I'm way better looking now. He still looks like a man. I look like a teenager. Well, maybe not, but I act like a teenager. Ricky has gray hair, I don't. Just saying. I'm incredibly lucky. And ... and ... as I said in my opening line, I'm in love with a woman half my age. Grace. Actually, for once I'm enjoying reading this, so could be worse. Yes, some stereotype. An old man chasing a younger woman. I think she's half, approximately. At least over 25, probably. I'm rounding up to 30, just in case. Let me try and explain. I love irony. Now that I'm 60 and don't have a chance with any of them, I'm surrounded by significantly more 20-something girls than I ever was back in my 20s. I wonder, Grace, if you can tell when I'm putting a comment or not. How good's your hearing? Are you like Cat U in the JRE 3000 episode? Good thing about sleepy time comedy too is everyone's trying to go to sleep, so they're not really going to pay attention. So it doesn't matter if I keep repeating myself. In fact, it's probably better. Back in the 1980s, if you didn't work with them or go to secondary school, they didn't seem to exist. Bars were the only place to meet a potential partner, and although I'm a funny drunk, eventually I'd have to sober up and be myself. Now I live with 3. In addition, I can go to any coffee shop during the day, and every barista is 20-something, hot, and exotic looking. Where were all the fucking Starbucks in the 80s? I would have either gotten a job there and hit on all of them, or spent my paychecks there, watching them work, and trying to worm my way into their existence by sitting there daily, pretending to be important, and looking cute, or like a pathetic puppy, whichever would cause him to take me home, or scratch my belly. I'm easy. Sleep. 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 Sleep, 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 sleep. Did that sound weird? Sound like a train going by. Sleep, sleep. Let me know, Grace. 2222. I only have the room for 2 hours today, but that's more than enough. I'm only going to go 1 hour. Otherwise, you're going to get spoiled. You need something to look forward to for tomorrow. Because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get through all of this in one day. It's just too good. I really just want to sit there and admire my own words. But I guess let's go back to I'm easy. I'm easy. Instead, now I just look like a perverted old man living with students and drooling over any barista that is nice to me. I've done a shitty job in this story of explaining the barista, or I might as well just start saying Grace the barista, since it's pretty clear who the fuck she is. I'm actually in love with a barista half my age. I'm not actually in love with the barista half my age. A crush, sure. I'll explain. Well, considering this is episode probably 90, might be a little bit more than a crush. Maybe. Psychotic breakdown? Sure. I've had worse. A crush, sure, I'll explain. I guess I have 5 20-something girls in my life. My daughter, my 3 housemates, and a barista I have a crush on. I call her the barista because I don't know her name. Well, her last name. I know her first name, but I'm too shy to say it on stage. Like it's bad luck, and she'll never appear again if I do. Like she's Voldemort. She might be. Grace might be. It's actually way more interesting with someone singing in the other booth. she's cranking it out too. And I think it's just a teenage girl if it's who I thought it is. Good for her. Sleep. 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 She might be. I know nothing about her other than her looks and watching her interactions with customers and coworkers. Before I developed an undeniable and never-ending crush on the barista, I used her. I used her as a character in a script. A smart woman, pretty but out of place. I noticed one day that she remembered my coffee selection. It wasn't difficult, but she basically read it to me one day before I tried to order. From that moment forward, she often, not always, but a noticeable number of times, she started my coffee order for me as I walked into Starbucks. From that moment forward, she often, not always, but a noticeable number of times, she started my coffee order as I walked into Starbucks. If I was in line, it would be ready and waiting for me by the time I made it to the cashier. I can see why poetry people do that line thing. Easier to read. If that wasn't obvious by now, Grace. 27 minutes in, stating facts that you already know. So you're way fucking smarter than I am. If I was in line, it'd be ready and waiting for me by the time I made it to the cashier. This is where I don't think I'm dyslexic, but I really get this backwards sometimes. Oh, there's a good one. Gonna make more fun of you, Grace. This really isn't enough. When I started Dear Grace, I think I called you a stripper in the first episode. Which was hilarious, but whatever. Nobody cares. If I was in line, by the time I made it to the cashier, it would be ready and waiting for me. The coffee, not the barista. And although she's acting like the app, if I ever get Neuralink, I have a special comma thought. And as I go down, it'll just be comma. It'll just pop in there. Comma. 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 And although she was acting like the app, as if I had ordered online before arriving, I didn't mistake this as her having an interest in me. Thank you, Captain Kirk. Let's really beef that up. I didn't mistake her kindness. I didn't mistake her kindness as her having an interest in me. Having interest in me. Sure, having an interest in me. Yeah, whatever. Good enough. If anything, it's probably easier for her, as I tended to mumble in the first place, like I just did. And she was probably tired of me asking to repeat my order. Probably was. She's just lazy. Lazy, lazy barista. Or she read my mind. Probably the latter. 30 minutes in. Grace, are you asleep? Sleep. Sleep. Trying to think of the name of that train effect that I was trying to do with the mic. Doppler or something like that. Curious if that worked, but I really don't want to go back and listen to this. Let AI figure it out. 10 years from now, I finally listened to this again, thinking, what the fuck was I doing? To be fair, she was often the first and or only person I would speak to some days. That is sad and true. Anyway, with the barista, I simply saw her as a potential character for one of my scripts. A possible love interest. Who the fuck do I think I am? Be with a barista. Crazy talk. She is, after all, too young for me, according to society. Damn, I should ask that girl for her track. Put it in the background. I'd give her my track, but it'd probably scare the crap out of her. Turn the mic up there for a second. Sorry, probably shouldn't cough right after I turn up the mic. Let's try and catch her singing. Anyway, back to this fascinating lie down comedy story. This really is more of a comedy story than stand up. There'll be stand up once I can stand up in front of some people and say it. Till then, it's lie down for Grace and sit down for David. Sit down comedy. I'm not going till it's 33:33. I kept track. I sat close to the till. And any time she remembered someone's order, I made a note in my notebook. It doesn't matter where. I made a note. I made a note with the order and description of the person. I was nearing 100 orders that she had memorized when the one that broke the camel's back, so to speak, came through the door. I was nearing 100 orders that she had memorized when the one that broke the camel's back, so to speak, came through the door. Actually, before that, and before I would call her my crush, I did think to myself, somebody that can remember that many fucked up coffee orders surely would remind me. Surely could remind me to submit my taxes every year. Ha ha ha. Just using her as a bookkeeper. Grace, the barista / bookkeeper. Wouldn't that be the perfect wife? Anyway, the character in my notebook and the real barista were nearing 100 memorized orders. A gaggle of women came in one day. It wasn't busy. The cashier was in the bathroom. It wasn't busy. The cashier was in the bathroom while the barista was preparing a drive-thru order. Then the barista noticed the cashier was taking some time to return and asked one of the ladies. Don't know why I have a southern accent all of a sudden. Then the barista noticed the cashier was taking some time to return and asked one of the ladies, "Should I start your usual order?" Then the barista repeated a long, convoluted coffee order back to the lady. Shocked, the lady said yes, and then turned to her friends and exclaimed, "I guess I have a usual." Can't help but act this part a little bit, Grace. Overhearing the lady, the barista added, "I remember. Normally you come in with your students. They all talk about you being a great teacher." Doubting, the teacher replied, "My students?" To which the barista replied, "Yes, your students." And then something snapped in my head. I wonder if she lied to the lady, just to make her day. If yes, why? Why would the barista, both the character and a real person, lie? Maybe I am autistic. I just realized, Grace, that this is really more of the it's half lie down stand-up comedy, and it's half movie script. Maybe one day I'll buy an AI account. Just have it split this shit up for me. Well, I've only been in the studio about 10 times. I finally just looked for a cough button, but I don't see one. Sorry, Grace. Maybe I am autistic. After God damn, I hate that pause button. Alright. After the event, I was unsure what I should do. So I sent her manager a complimentary email about her excellent customer service and kindness. And then I ghosted her and never went back to that Starbucks. Even though it was the perfect distance from my house and had the most comfortable seats. And I haven't seen her for a year. But I've spent the entire time expanding the character into the perfect theoretical wife for both the script and real life. Well, Greece. Do you agree that it had the most comfortable seats? Grace. And I haven't seen it for a year. But I spent the entire time expounding that character into the perfect theoretical life for both the script and real life. That's how I really should have read this whole thing, Grace. I actually cared about you going to sleep, but I don't. Just forcing you to listen. Guess I know you will. While continuing my dream of becoming a stand-up comedian. No. Jesus. Tony would give me shit if I didn't do that, so. While continuing my dream of becoming the world's greatest stand-up comedian. So I can walk back into that Starbucks and not feel like a complete loser when I ask her out. Should have been a poet. Next time around. Or maybe we'll do sleepy time poetry next. So I can walk back into that Starbucks and not feel like a complete loser when I ask her out. Or as I ask her out. I guess I didn't really ghost her, since we never talked past a coffee order, but the term seems fitting. I guess I really didn't ghost her, since we never talked past a coffee order, but the term seems fitting. And no, I didn't stalk her this past year, if you were wondering. Sorry, correction, I've never stalked her. Not in person, not online, not with a drone, not with AI voice recognition, not by hiring an artist to draw a sketch of her. Nothing. Well, I have a memory or two, but memories are not stalking. This was a different opener. Still kind of works too. Or a different approach. Alright, so I'm going to move the mic. Turn it up. See if you can hear this. Maybe I could just hire her to stand outside the room and sing like that to me while I record this for you, Grace. Sleep. 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 44. I'm also the world's laziest man. Maybe I am autistic, but not like Elon Musk. I'm not good with math, or engineering, or money. I'm word smart, I guess. I read them. I write them. I like them. I might be autistic like Musk, but I'm not a workaholic like him. I work the least amount possible for the maximum return. Some people call that lazy. I call it efficient. He actually works 120 hours per week. I perform 1 hour a week on stage. Who's smarter? Getting memorized by that. Singing. Not memorized. Mesmerized. I can't get memorized by anything. Maybe tomorrow. Just see how many of these jokes I can actually remember. Just the joke part, not the fucking long drawn out story part. Who's smarter? Sure, he's saving the planet with his cars, his fucking rockets, and his fucking satellites. But I'll save your fucking mind with comedy, or mild entertainment, or slight profanity. You like. Unlike Elon. Do you like Elon, Grace? Or do you like my character, Leon? I like my character. Unlike Elon, I want a shit ton of back taxes, but I'm not fucked. I could declare bankruptcy and walk away from the debt. It would ruin my credit rating. But that's not a problem because it's already zero. Or it's negative. Or I'm not sure what it is. I don't even know how credit ratings work. I'm 60 years old. I should have a basic understanding. But I don't. All I know is mine has to be the worst possible. I have no credit, Trudeau and Review Canada. So bankruptcy is not a threat to make me pay, you idiots. However, the only thing I like more than comedy is a good comeback story. When I give Trudeau and the CRA a check for my back taxes, within a year of me standing on stage, or when these stupid videos taking off on YouTube, my life will change. And it's a great fucking story. For me. And you, if you hate Trudeau. Doesn't everyone hate him? If you dislike him, share this video, or audio, or whatever it is you're listening to. Get rid of Trudeau for whatever reason, and help me pay my back taxes. Embrace the power of social media and social change. End of speech. Pay off my back taxes. To pay off my back taxes, or just to pay my back taxes. Since they're all backs, it's already a total. To pay my back taxes, if I was pretty, I would just find an old rich lady to marry, and hope she dies soon. That sounds mean, but I'm autistic. I'm too honest according to the doctors. How the fuck can honesty be a symptom of any mental condition, or neurological disorder, or whatever? Honesty is not the problem. Honesty should never be a symptom of anything. Seducing old ladies won't work. They clearly don't have the looks to be a gigolo. I cut my own hair. I wear clothes until they fall off my body. I think the holes in my elbows, Grace, pretty soon they're going to go all the way around, and then my hoodie will be like a half-sleeve hoodie. Or I'll just accidentally put my thumb through one when I'm putting the hoodie on and rip them off completely. Just saying. Seducing old ladies won't work. I clearly don't have the looks to be a gigolo. I cut my own hair. I wear clothes until they fall off my body. Plus I look too young. Too young for a 9-year-old woman to marry. I look like her son. Good for her, but I'm lazy, but luckily autism makes me smart. I'm lazy, but luckily autism makes me smart. It has nothing to do with the thousands of books I've read, or my past life experiences. And I'm not talking about past life's dead thing, or my, just say life experiences. It has nothing to do with the thousands of books I've read or my life experiences. According to the DSM-5, my intelligence is based on a neurological condition which nobody can prove. How fucking coincidental is that? Grace. This comedy idea will solve my failed failed life, and failed love life. This comedy idea will solve my failed love life as well. Hasn't failed, it's non-existent. I could go on the apps, as they like to say. But I don't. Plus, eventually I'd have to share all this with them, and it just wouldn't go well. It's a certain type of comedy for a certain type of person who's probably as mentally deranged as I am, and finds this the only way that she can go to sleep. Probably is on repeat. Probably pissed off that I didn't flip the colors, so that's black screen. But could just be listening to the audio as well. Those are all guesses. Who knows? Or this is all bullshit. It's just a big scam. Anything for a successful podcast. This comedy idea will solve my non-existent love life as well. Even if I never seduce the barista, at least one biological female of legal age will listen to this and think, he's cute, or he's smart, or I'd fuck him. Probably shouldn't lean into that quite so hard, but look at all the millions Elon spends on his kids and wives, or whatever he calls the women he impregnates. I won't have to spend a cent. They come to the show, they fall in love with me, I go home with them, eat their food, stay at their home until they kick me out, or I knock them up, or both, and then go back on stage to attract the next one, lazy and brilliant. Or I get lucky, and the first night I meet the love of my life, and live happily ever after. That's a pretty fucking good story too. Or I bomb on stage, go on a bender, and then end up living on the streets, injecting heroin the rest of my life. Whichever. See, I always stumble on that line too, so that's probably what's going to happen. Or I bomb on stage, or I bomb. Or I suck on stage, I'm a disaster on stage, I'm horrible on stage, I puke on stage, I shit my pants on stage, I faint on stage, whatever. Go on a bender and end up living on the streets, injecting heroin. Or I bomb on stage. I'm on stage, I go on a bender and end up living on the streets injecting heroin, spending the rest of my life mumbling in the alley about the barista. Whichever. Elon has the flash and the cash, but I doubt he's a good listener. I don't imagine him having long, deep conversations with his concubines, unless it's about rockets. I, on the other hand, am functionally mute. I haven't had a call to beep. I haven't had a conversation in 3 years. I'm an excellent listener. I'll listen to your woman problems all night long. You talk, and I'll look for material in your life. Something I can use on stage to further my career. Don't worry, I won't say anything personal like, your armpit hair is so long I could braid it. So to summarize, this could be a perfect ending, Grace. Got lucky with this one. So to summarize, I'm disabled, autistic, broke, and can't dress myself. A perfect catch. Disabled, so you know I won't go anywhere. Autistic, so you know I'm honest. I literally cannot lie, and everything I've said so far is 100% true. I'm broke, but I don't need much to live on. A few pizza pops and some beer. Plus, I'm funnier when I drink, not meaner like most men. I can't dress myself, but I don't care what I wear. Buy me whatever you think I'll look good in, and I'll wear it. Unless it looks gay. Let's stop there, Grace, for the day. 57:57. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're sound asleep. I hope I'm reprogramming your brain to think like mine, have the same sense of humor, same warped sense of humor. Talk to you tomorrow. Grace, sleep. That fooled you, Grace. Talk to you tomorrow, Grace.